In this video, I'm interviewing a crazy producer who's grown multiple type beat channels to hundreds of thousands of views and has made a full living for himself off of type beats. Let's get straight into the video. I hope you enjoy the interview. It's full of absolute gems. Let's go. What inspired you to start making beats?
What inspired me to start making beats? To be honest, I was in college at the time. So like in England, we have sixth form or A levels, and we do them obviously in college. And yeah, basically I was there. I met a few people in my second year. So my first year of college, I was just kind of like doing whatever. I was focused on girls, whatever, like just doing a bunch of BS. And then my second year, I kind of made a new group of friends. After basically cutting off an old group of friends that I discovered were toxic. And that group of friends happened to be very into music. And I was into music at the time. I was dabbling with FL at the time. So I had come across some videos from I don't know if you remember a guy called Sharpie or Sharp.
Oh yeah, I
Um
watched him a little bit.
yeah. Yeah, he used to get recommended to me a ton on YouTube, like a ton. And I used to watch a lot of his videos and that kind of inspired me to get FL initially, but I didn't actually do anything with it for a while. So when I ran into that group of friends, it kind of just heightened my interest, and I had a reason to kind of like take it a bit more seriously. And kind of it was I had a friend called Adrian, and he's still a friend to this day, who was the kind of like part of that group. And me and him had like kind of like a friendly, I would say, competition, like, oh, who's gonna get coldest the fastest, like who's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be the better
that sounds
producer the quickest.
sick.
And yeah, that was pretty much like what kind of like how it started. Obviously, I was always listening to music. My dad was always into music. Um, and yeah, like I remember when I was like 6 years old as well. I messed around with FL with my dad and my big sister. So yeah, it was always kind of just gonna happen at some point, Like I was always gonna like do something with it.
Yeah, that's interesting. For me, I got into music. I literally just one day I was like, "This sounds cool. I want to try and make something." It literally just came to me, and I was like, "I want to do this."
Wait, how old were you when you actually started then?
Oh, I was probably about 14 or 15. I'm 17 in a
Um,
month, so I was quite young.
damn, yeah, yeah. I was a bit older than you when
Yeah,
I actually took it serious.
because it's my first year. It's my first year in college now, so
Hmm.
I'm doing that now.
Damn, damn. Yeah, I would have just kind of, well, not even, I wouldn't even started yet. Yeah, literally. So
Right, this one. When did you make your first type beat channel?
my first type beat channel, I basically, so this is the thing now, and this is kind of like you might learn something from this if, for those that are watching. Essentially, I started pretty much straight away.
I'm the
Now was
same.
it yeah, literally, because obviously, was it a successful type beat channel? Obviously not. But I remember, like, obviously during those times, it was like 2017, 2018, I think, and like Cash Money AP was like the big dog. Like everyone was like watching what he was doing. He was making all the money. He was getting all the placements. Still gets placements, but he was basically the inspiration for most producers online. And he was basically like, yeah, I would just copy him. I would try and upload my own kind of like, he had the Bart Simpsons
Yeah, I
thumbnails like
saw
with
you
the Gucci.
said in one of your videos, just doing the Louis Vuitton type of thing.
Yeah, literally that was exactly what I tried to do. And obviously like that didn't work because A, I was ass, and B, that was his branding in his niche. So that was like my first attempt. But this is the thing, this the same friend I was talking about before. Me and him had like a, I wouldn't say an argument, but we always had this discussion like, should you post your beats straight away or should you wait? Like, should you start posting as soon as you start kind of learning how to make beats, or should you just wait?
Yeah,
I always had the philosophy that you've got to at least, take a shot at the goal if you want a chance to score. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to actually make your desired outcome happen. As long as you're making the attempts, you're probably going to be better at actually doing the thing as well, as a byproduct of just trying to get the result.
yeah,
So I would just post beats whenever. Obviously there was no formula to it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was building that muscle of kind of like making my work and putting it out to the world and just kind of like repetitively doing it. And that same friend still to this day hasn't made a penny, to my knowledge, from music, because he's still, you know,
different
um,
paths.
yeah, I mean, he's refrained from putting his work out there, which is toxic to yourself. If you're, if you want to be a producer, you need to put your work out there. So,
I
yeah, I
love
know
putting
that's
my
a
work out
long,
there.
Yeah, no, that was a long-winded answer, but I think yeah, that was important to add in because
I think that's how a lot of people start, to be honest. Because I started as well. It's like the first day I made a beat, I posted it.
yeah, literally. I mean, obviously everyone's different, but obviously the excitement of making a beat is like for me that's half the reason you want to post a beat. You know, apart from wanting to make money,
Yeah,
like some people want to make money, but it's just purely just to get your work out there and share it to the world. You know.
yes. Right. This one might be a bit of trickery on. What's your advice for someone who wants to start a type beat channel but has absolutely no idea? They have no clue where to start. They don't even know what type of beats they want to make.
Um, how long are they producing for? Type of thing. Like,
Don't know. Like,
are they certain about like being a producer? Is that their like goal?
don't know. Just someone who makes music. Been probably doing it for like a few years, and they're interested. They want to do a type beat channel, but they don't have a clue.
Well, obviously, the first thing I would say is obviously just like I don't know if they would have come across my channel, but if they haven't, then look at some of my videos and just kind of get the baseline for the philosophy. And just look at other producers as well. Like they obviously there's a lot of videos on YouTube that will teach you like the kind of algorithm source because there is an algorithm to it. You can't just post whatever beat you want. Is a market and you've got to cater to it. So I would start by obviously just researching the market and just figuring out what kind of like flies, what does well, and not reinventing the wheel, just copying what works. Obviously, if you're a good producer by this point, you have a good chance of succeeding. So I would just say, look, study the game, practice, keep making beats, and stick. Basically, the rule of thumb is that you'll find in most of the videos that you find online that teach you how to sell type beats and all this kind of stuff and grow a channel is pick a niche and stick to it. So pick one artist that you really like listening to and making beats for that you can see yourself doing for the foreseeable future, and just get good at doing that and just post that daily. That's the first thing, realistically.
What's your opinion on like having different type beat channels, like multiple channels at once?
Yeah, this is the thing, yeah. So I've done this a lot and I'm still doing this now. And obviously I don't take it as seriously as I used to. It's kind of like more of a hobby now, right? But my biggest successes came when I was focusing on just one channel. Because when you spread yourself too thin, you've got multiple channels to worry about. You've got to upload every single day, which is another thing, by the way. You should be uploading every day to maximize the potential outreach that you can get for each beat. But if you're posting on multiple channels each day, you're taking away focus from each of the channels, if that makes sense. So instead of having one channel that you post daily to and you have so much time and energy to put into that one thing and that one channel, you spread it across and now all of a sudden, oh no, damn, I forgot to upload on this channel. Quick, let me make a beat. Quick, let me find a beat that I can post to this channel. And then the effort levels are depleted basically. So it's funny as well because I have this experience with uploading beats that the more effort I put into a beat, right, and it's kind of common sense, but the more effort I put into a beat and the more love I give a beat, a certain beat, and I create a beat and I think, oh damn, this is like this is gonna hit on YouTube, like this is perfect for this channel. Da, 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 da. When I have that feeling and I've really put my effort into it and I upload it, 9 times out of 10 it does better. It outperforms all my other beats. So if you're rushing to post on all these channels that you have, you're not gonna achieve that kind of sensation within yourself to know that this beat's gonna do well. And like the likelihood is it will be reciprocated in the people that find the beat. They're probably gonna hear it and go, ah, meh, it's average. Like, because it hasn't got that love that's been put into it compared to the other beats that you focused on. So, in my opinion, when you're starting out, especially, just focus on one channel. Just go for one channel, one niche, and just learn how to grow that first. Yeah, because it's just gonna be too much. You know, you just want to focus on one channel, ideally.
That's what I did for a little bit. I did my Big Scar channel, and I've got a beat to
Yeah,
like 300k views. And that was
exactly.
all my efforts on just one channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had like tens of thousands of views on multiple channels at a time, but the thing is that doesn't even turn into sales either. Because the thing is, it gets confusing for people as well. Like if you have one channel, people know that's your channel, that's your brand. You know, they're gonna go to that channel, they're gonna listen to a beat and buy a beat. If you have multiple channels, they're gonna see all these channels. Like, think, is this person even real? Like, is you know, it can be tricky at times. So I would just say focus on one channel, honestly.
I see. I feel you. How long did it take you to go full time as a music producer when you was all in on music? That's all you wanted to do.
Yeah, so like when I was, because obviously now is a bit different. I think I've lost interest, admittedly, right? For multiple reasons. But when I was full time for about two. When did I go full time? It was probably like 2020, right? 2021. I stopped basically this year. So yeah, like 2 years I was full time. And sorry, what was the question again? You said
How long did it take you to go full
how long did it
time?
take?
Like all of that.
Yeah, so 2018, obviously that's when I like proper like started like I took it seriously. I was making beats every single day, which is something you need to do by the way. Every
Mm.
single day making beats, multiple beats. But if you're making I was making beats every single day. So yeah, it just took me about 3 years. But this is the thing, it was actually quite funny. The same friend I was talking about earlier, me and him realized something within like the music industry specifically, and with other skills as well. But every kind of like person that was doing like a hobby, or started off doing something as a hobby, and then it turned full time for them, and they became known for that thing. It was almost like a rule of thumb that they would always say, "How long did it take?" 3 years. Like literally, it was every single time you watch an interview, they'd say, "Oh yeah, it took me about 3 years to sell my first beat. It took me 3 years to do this, 3 years to do that," and we basically gave ourselves this time frame. Like, okay, so at least it's gonna take us 3 years before we actually see anything back from this music thing.
That's a good way of
So
looking at it.
yeah, literally. So that just enabled us to just put the work in, and obviously I just put the work in, daily making beats, and genuinely enjoying it. Obviously at the time I was young, I was going through heartbreaks and stuff because I didn't know what I was doing. So that was actually good because that fueled the music. I made some of my best beats when I was like upset about a girl that I
You was
didn't
making
have.
the pain beats as well, weren't you? So it's even better.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't say pain because you've obviously pains that like
Yeah.
specific chord
Like the
progression,
A
right? But
Boogie. Was it A Boogie at that
yeah, like
time?
a boogie. Yeah, it was like a boogie stuff, and like just basically, I wouldn't even call it that. I was just making like emotion. I've always made emotional beats. Like even now, you listen to my beats, most of them are emotional. I rarely make like anything but emotional beats. Make of that
Yeah.
what you will. But yeah, so that was fueling my efforts basically, and yeah, I just got to that point where eventually I figured out the type beat thing. Obviously, I don't know if you've watched it, but there's a specific interview with Ant Chamberlain on
Oh
Producer,
yeah, I
and
have. I watched it about 20
yeah.
times.
That one, and I will shout him out because I always got to pay homage. Like that guy, yeah, he literally solved my type beat crisis when I didn't know how to do like get the ball rolling and get the views in. Yeah, I watched that and then I followed his every word to a T, and lo and behold, it worked. So yeah, I'll say about 3, well, 3 years. Yeah, I would say 3 years before I went full time, because I started
Jesus.
making sales pretty soon after I grew my channel. Because it kind of like explosively grew for a little while. And I remember in my like first 3 months, I made something like I want to say 13, 14K.
Jesus.
So yeah, it was kind of crazy.
When you was growing that channel, did it kind of blow up at first and then slow down, or what really happened with it?
So this is the thing. It had like one spike where it was obviously like kind of like I was getting 1K views on a few beats, and I got a 30K here and there, and then it kind of dipped that back down to kind of like 500 per video and didn't get really any like beats blowing up. And then I had like this one beat called Love and Affection,
Oh, I
and then
love
that
that
beat
beat.
was yeah, that beat went crazy, bro. Like even though it's got 200K views, and you might think, oh, but the amount of times that beat sold is ridiculous. And this is the thing, like you can have a type beat channel and get loads of views. I have other type beat channels like have another type beat called what's it called, Drip Bible or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, it's Drip
Another
Bible.
type beat. Yeah, it
Big
has like
name, mate.
450K views or something last time I checked, something like that. Which is technically my most viewed beat, and it got nowhere near, and I mean nowhere near the amount of sales Love and Affection got. So I think just the sound of Love and Affection was like crying out for a song and inspired a lot of people to make a song.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I agree with you big time on that, because my beat, the Red Eye one with 300k views, that's only made about $500, and it's got like
Damn.
300,000 views. Like it really
It's
hasn't made
weird.
that
I
much.
I think it's definitely changed a bit. Like
Mm.
since I was posting those beats, I think I don't know, bro. I think it genuinely has like the rate of sales has definitely gone down a little bit. Because the thing is, back when I was posting those beats, it was um pandemic times, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pandemic.
everyone was inside. Everyone was rapping.
Yeah. So obviously I won't talk about that too much because obviously don't want to get your ting
Oh yeah, we'll
uh
get flagged on
destroyed.
it.
Yeah, but yeah, during that time, everyone was making songs because everyone was inside, so everyone was just doing random stuff, experimenting. So it was just perfect timing, basically, and it just meant that the sales were kind of just crazy.
Mm.
But yeah,
Right, so I got one more question for you.
say less.
Is it still possible to make a living in 2023 off music?
100%, 100%. Like there's so many avenues. It's not even like there's one avenue. Obviously, you've got the type beat avenue, and realistically, you should combine as many as you can. So,
Yeah.
as a producer, you should be looking at type beats. You should be looking at placements, but a lot of placements do come from type beats as well. That's the thing. So you have that. You have your loops that you're sending out, and then getting placements through that, and sales through that. So you're just killing multiple birds with one stone. And then obviously you've got kind of like your personal brand if you want to build that as well. It's more than possible, bro. You can make ridiculous money if you play your cards right. But obviously it all depends, and this is where I'm at. This is kind of like why I'm bowing out of the game gracefully, even though I'm still dabbling here and there. Is because when your heart's not all the way in it, and it's not the thing that you want, like it's not your number one objective, you aren't gonna get the results that other people that are making like a really good living from it are.
Mm.
So that's the thing. You have to know that this is your like calling, your passion. This is like what you want to do. This is what you want to. And this is another thing. Is like if you want to raise a family off of music, you have to kind of have a certain love for it. You know.
It's a job. You've got to treat it like a job.
Exactly. And obviously, it's the longevity is that obviously things will change because obviously this is the internet era. So things change rapidly. Trends come and go. Platforms come and go. So you just got to be ready to adapt. There's people like DJ Payne that have been doing it for years and years and years before I started, and they're making a living from it. But the thing is like your tolerance for the results and everything like that, and the peaks and valleys, is going to depend on how much you actually want to be a producer. And for a lot of people that are listening to this now, that's all they want. They want to be a producer. They want to have placements. They want to be known to do that. So I would say it just basically heavily depends on your passion for it. But yeah, it's more, possible isn't even, it shouldn't even be a word. Like it's guaranteed that you can make a living from it and a good living, but it's just whether you're willing to put in the work, do the right things, and dedicate yourself to it. Anything you want to do, like it's cliche, but anything you want to do, all it takes is dedication and consistency, and being humble basically, and just learning, and applying, and then with time you can manifest it because you'll be the best proponent of that thing that you're trying to do within years. Like if you focus on making how to make the best beats within 5 years of doing that, you're going to be one of the best. You're going to outlive all those other people that quit halfway along the road, or maybe didn't put as much effort in as you, and at the same point in time 5 years later you're still better than them because you went that extra bit harder for a longer period of time. So yeah, it's more than possible, bro. I can't stress that enough. I made a lot of money when I was really 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 into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I see. I see. Thanks for the interview, bro. That's inspiring, literally.
no worries, bro. Hopefully, somebody, gets something from this and maybe, I don't know, goes to the gym and comes back and makes a beat. That's
Exactly,
that's the
bro.
goal. That's the goal.
I appreciate your time and
All
everything.
right, cheers, bro.
I see you soon.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Bye.